Hey! So, it is just before noon here on the 14th of January 2019. More specific, 11:51. I'm feeling good. I went to the Social Security office, got my paper, I'm gonna get a new Social Security card in the mail, but I got the paper saying that I'm gonna get one. I have my statements, my bank statements or checking account statements. I have my, um, all my other stuff that I really need, and I'm happy about it. Truthfully, seems good, seems nice. Um, yeah. Uh, Other than that, not much going on. I got physical therapy later at 3 p.m. Um, Excited a bit about that. Uh, Not so excited for the soreness that's gonna come afterwards, but hey, you know, I'm still feeling good from last night, just singing, just fucking coming up with shit to say, man. It's nice. It's real nice. Sort of open up a little bit, not be as afraid to try and enjoy myself and a little bit. It's nice. Let's see here. Not much else going on today. My goals, I kind of already did them. Maybe there might be something to do during the week or afterwards. I could look at my meetups, but here's the thing. I just don't really feel like I want to. Like that's doesn't feel like that's what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do, but that's not what I want to do. I don't really want to go to a place and meet a bunch of people and be in a noisy environment and any of that. That's I've been there, done that. It gets real tiresome real fast, you know. So I'm thinking, going back up to Power Road and maybe actually making it all the way to the lake and walking around. Um, you know, that little. I mean, it looked nice out there. Truthfully, seemed like there were some good spots maybe to go hike around. I'm a little afraid though to do that. That might be not today, but it might be a more of a weekend thing. So to give myself a goal to go hiking this weekend, that'd be nice. Hiking is simple. Drive to a place, go walk around. Make sure you have, especially if you're in Arizona during the summer, make sure you take a lot of water and put sunscreen on. Damn it. Stop. Like there are so many German tourists and stuff that will go for a hike and they'll get lost out here and die of dehydration because they're like, I only need one bottle of water, and it's a small fucker too. It's like 500 milliliters at best. You know, it's like that's not enough. What are you on about? You need at least per person 3 smart waters per person. All right. You want to make sure that when you do piss on the trail, because that is what the goal is, that it comes out clear. All right. Don't get dehydrated out there. Also sunscreen, because if you live in the sun, hell, it doesn't matter really where you live, but because you're always going to need sunscreen. However, especially in Arizona, especially during the summer, we are a southern state. You have to have sunscreen on. I've already had a precancerous mole cut off of my shoulder blade, or not my shoulder blade, but my at the top of my shoulder here. You know, more than likely that sprang up from shit that I did way back in the past when I was a kid, getting sunburns on my shoulders. You know what I mean? Flaking off all that skin. Well, eventually that catches up to you. You know, so don't do it too often. put your sunscreen on and hope that you don't sweat through it before, it goes away. Also, there is a amount of time. People think that, in order for it to last longer or whatever, I have to put more on in the initial beginning, and that's not really the case. You want to get like a proper SPF, you put it on, and then it's good for X amount of time, and then you put more on. After that, you don't just slather yourself and say you're good unless you're within the time limit, which I think is like, depending on the SPF, up to like 4 hours and how much you sweat and other factors. So really that number can vary wildly, which is a bit frustrating. You'd think you'd get sun protection. This is another reason why people suggest floppy hats and sunglasses and, long sleeve shirts and stuff like that. Even though you're going out for a walk and stuff, out in the sun. It's like, well, yes, it sucks to have to be warm and feel like that all your sweat is condensing and all that, but trust me, it's better to be hot than it is to be burned to death. So, granted, if it were perfect, we would just have like no problems with cancer in our skin, and we'd never have any sunburn, and then we could just walk around and do whatever the fuck we want. But that's not really possible. I mean, there might be a pill for that, thinking about it. Yeah, I bet you this is one of those like very first world problem pills. You getting too much sunburn? Take this pill. Take it. You'll be good for the day. It just automatically makes you start producing zinc or something out of your sweat. So when you sweat, it actually acts as its own sunblock. But basically, it'd be ridiculously expensive, I bet. And it would more than likely hurt the hell out of people in the initial processing of it, because you have to bypass the liver, and then it has to be like, there's just so much that goes into that. People think, just make the pill. It's like, well, realistically speaking here, there's months of testing, like hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands, if you want to get real accurate results, of test subjects over time with multiple iterations of the drug to see which one's effective and aren't, and then when you see which ones... So yeah, it grows exponentially once you start trying to design drugs. Like there's a reason why quantum computers are so needed in the pharmacological space of the world. You want good chemicals, you want good drugs, well, you got to be able to map out what's happening in the body and how everything's going on, and you can theoretically completely mimic in a simulation the human body with every single factor that we know of currently to date. Every protein, every DNA thing, everything. Model it out, run a check of this drug. It can be done in like a few minutes if it's powerful enough. Quantum computer, and boom, you've run one, automatically. You don't have to wait years. You don't have to wait. I don't have to have hundreds of thousands of patients, Don't need to pay lots and lots of people. You don't have to pay for facilities. You don't have to pay, like, it just pays for itself to have this, and it exponentially increases the rate at which we can find usable drugs. So yeah, quantum computing, motherfucker, is the wave of the future, and you don't even know it. I'd say invest in it. I'd say get some way to get it going, but damn if it isn't something difficult. Like, it's a lot more difficult than you think. The current ways that it's achieved is stupid, complicated. It's so dumb. Like, we're obviously missing something somewhere that's causing it to be this way. Like, we already know that there are phase changes and switches and all this stuff and just regular material. Don't even get into the whole, like, Bose-Einstein condensate and all that stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure your standard, let's just take a block of iron. There are stuff on the inside that is so hidden from view and so untouched by any sort of electromagnetic radiation that it probably can start switching around and doing its own thing on the inside, you know? Or even if it does, the higher the energies and everything else that's going through it is possible to change those too. So the fact is that we more than likely already know that it's possible to do this with a solid structure. The issue really more than likely is how the hell do we measure it? You know? How the fuck do we even know it's there? And unfortunately, that's its own issue to begin with. Like, Diamond Anvil making to be able to get to the point where you're getting these extreme pascals and all that. It's just, you can't actually use a laser spectrometer. You can't use, like, it just becomes so delicate. And the stronger the diamond, the less likely you're able to actually shine something through to measure. So it's not so great. It's not so great. Speaking of which, I really wish liquid hydrogen became a thing. Is it not possible to create like liquid hydrogen and force it into a carbon nanotube so that way it would be possible to like measure it? Because I had like the magical idea of putting like various states of either like semi-solid, semi-liquid hydrogen or solid hydrogen inside like individual points that are wrapped up in like a grid pattern of carbon nanotubes with some basic 2D hexagonal or whatever structures to facilitate and allow electrical information and control to pass through. But the problem is the whole hydrogen on the inside is really meant to be able to have the spin up, spin down, and have its own electrical on and off and throughput. It just never really got realized, I think. It's very difficult. And plus, nobody ever has, I don't think there has been any precedent set for somebody trying to shoehorn like an incredibly compressed form of hydrogen into a carbon nanotube. Yes, we know they're incredibly strong tensile strength-wise, but are they extremely strong at being able to act almost as if like a pressure holder? Can it hold the pressure long enough or within an area that's good enough? Will it not just break, or will the hydrogen just combine and create a hydrocarbon structure, or is it something that we need to like line the inside of the carbon nanotubes up with something else that no longer allows that, but in certain areas we do allow for the hydrogen to be able to interact with the carbon to be able to facilitate whatever needs to happen? Like, what's going on here? What are the parameters that we need to have happen to have this work? If it can work, because there are a lot of things that can be fixed if we just had the right tools. It'd be so much faster, so much cheaper, so much better if we had those tools. And unfortunately, we more than likely would have had the breakthroughs if we needed a long time ago, like way long ago. Had the government decided to step up and start supplying scientists with the amount of money they need to be able to run these operations. Think about how much money was spent to design and manufacture and successfully create one single fission bomb. The amount of engineers, the town, the whole fucking thing. This is the level of power that this is on, except it's beyond even that. It's hydrogen destruction neutron bomb levels of fucking incredible importance here, you know? If you don't have a quantum computer, you're constantly designing AI that's going to fight each other. That's all you're doing, you know? A quantum computer gets rid of the ability for an AI to even process fast enough to continuously keep up. It's just that way. Quantum computers would have happened a long time ago in a much better fashion had the US government decided, hey, you know what, instead of spending, I don't know, another couple $100 billion on X amount of USS carriers and destroyers, we just dump the money into, I don't know, some quantum computer guys. The nerds, what is it really gonna do anyway? You know, that's how I imagine assholes at the top. They're like chads that realize that the nerds are partying and trying to work with you, but then once they get to the top, they're like, but they don't really need any. They're good enough with just what they have. It's like, fuck you, dude. I helped you out, motherfucker. You gonna fucking put me like that? Yeah, I'm gonna give you some weapons that are real good. I'm gonna be real fucking slow about it. It's going to be dogged with other things happening, and oh my goodness. And yeah, I'm going to probably try and embezzle a little bit of that because fuck you. Or yeah, I'm going to try and steal a little bit of this money because I want to try and work on my own projects. Fact is, science begets creation of the next world, motherfucker. All science and technology. That's just how it goes. You want to pretend that it was religion and all this other shit. But in reality, the people in the background that are the engineers, the farmers, the scientists, these people that have the lay of the land and want to build and create something that makes their life, at the very least, more convenient. Guess what? They're the ones who propelled us to the current future that we have right now. And you're stifling them. And in fact, it seems like there's an agenda to stop progressing forward, so that way the people that haven't progressed forward are, able to stay around and not have to progress. And I'm like, fuck you, you old person. You can learn. You were taught before. You can be retaught now. It's not impossible. You're just obstinate, okay? You just don't want to learn. And therefore, you're willfully ignorant and as a result, a douchebag. You are literally no longer worth my time, as far as I'm concerned, and you shouldn't have a voice anymore in the conversation. It's literally that simple. You make no effort to progress, you make no effort to have new ideas, you make no effort to grow, you're done. Okay, so if you say you are done, then you don't get to have a voice in anything anybody does. That's how that works. That's how it should work. Alright? You say you're done with it, then it doesn't concern you. Fuck off. I don't care about your opinion. You're just talking to a brick wall. We don't need to listen to you. Shut up and go away. You cranky old motherfucker. Same with other individuals that are just too fucking arrogant and stupid to even realize that they're wrong. Those motherfuckers piss me off because they're young enough that they can change their mind, and they just do not want to. They just straight up say that they're perfect, they're right, everybody else is wrong. At that point, I wish I could just get rid of their ability to even talk to other people and influence them. Because, unfortunately, there are people that have bad insecurities, and one person that's just loud enough and pretends that they know what the fuck they're talking about happens to create a situation that is untenable. So yes, I recognize some of the similarities. But I'm also saying that I recognize that I'm not exactly right, and I'm willing to work on that. These people don't do that. They'll just get louder, ignore even more, and try and get more people on their side so that way they're right. Because if enough people think this way, then of course that way is valid and it's right, when in reality it's not. Okay? Just because a whole bunch of religious extremists believe that it's perfectly acceptable to blow themselves up and harm other people doesn't mean it's right. But there's enough of them that think that believe it's right. Same thing goes for Macbeth over here, or who are the Betty? Nah, that's not. Let's try and find a good one. Fucking basically old Christian white lady. More than likely grew up with her parents, extremely strict, in her 60s. Between 40s and 70s, usually around that age. Has an extreme judgmental view over how the youth typically conduct themselves. Believe polyamory is immoral. That's based upon their own, views, and ultimately create more issues by subtly and not so subtly making it more difficult for those to continue to do them. Like, they'll get all up into the PTA board, they get all up into government, and they're all like, I know what's right for everybody, I know what's better for everybody, I'm a rich white lady who's Christian, so of course I'm right, and I've always been told, and if you don't believe this, then of course you're wrong. Religiosity fucking bullshit. And they happen to be just rich enough, usually, to fucking succeed. But they're still dumb, and they can still get manipulated, and they can still change, hopefully, but they don't want to. Instead, they shut out any other possibility unless it happens to interfere with their own lives, and even then, they still end up believing, most of the time, the same thing, but with a slight exception to the rule. That's not changing your view. That's just creating an exception to the rule. An amendment. But the problem is that the Constitution that you're working off of is flawed as fuck. And sucks. And hey, oh my gosh, would you look at that? That's pretty similar to what's happening now. Oh my gosh. You think that there's perpetuation is happening everywhere. It is. It's systemic, motherfucker, throughout the entire thing. It really is. It's the mindset of the American public, and so many of outside of America too. It's just ignorance, will for ignorance, because it would mean some hard work for them to change their views, or it would mean, oh, well, then I don't get to blame that person, and I feel good when I blame that person, because obviously they're wrong, and it feels good to blame people that are wrong. Okay. You realize how stupid you sound? What a fucking child. What, did you never grow up past 4? What the fuck, bitch? Did daddy always get everything that you wanted? Probably. Come off your high horse and join the rest of us that have to walk on regular muddy ground. Jeez. There are people that I don't have too much sympathy or empathy for. The richer you get, the less empathy you get from me. Because, truthfully speaking, you have an easier life. There is no fucking doubt in my mind, the richer you get, the easier life becomes. I'm not saying you don't have depression. I'm not saying you don't get anxiety. I'm not saying you don't have stress. You do. But you still got money that a shit ton of people out there don't have. Okay? And you got the ability to have time on your hands too, because you have enough money that you don't have the problem of time. So yes, I get less sympathy. And oftentimes, they're usually skewed. They don't see the other part of it because why should I have to see that? Why should I not like that? Why? Clearly I'm in the right. I have the money. I have the time. I have all this. Clearly what I'm doing. No, motherfucker, you got lucky and you worked your ass off and you're white. Like straight up. Being white helps. Being white and getting rich are much easier. Okay, if you work your ass off. Way fucking easier. You straight? Holy shit. You straight white boy, good looking. Fuck, man, the amount of opportunities you get. Like, it's dumb. You just don't even get the actual bullshit. Like, I've had friends that have come to me and tell me, and I've seen, of course, so many examples online and in the news and so many other things. It's just stupid that people believe that it doesn't exist. Like, you're wrong, get over yourself. I don't understand why you can't just get over yourself. Stop tripping over your fat wallet. It's like that wallet that's on top of your ego is so big, dragging behind on that wheelbarrow. Anyways. And then, this is even more weird to me, is the prevalence, and it seems almost like a brainwashing, that once a person does work hard enough and they manage to get lucky, and they succeed, they no longer at all remember, it feels like, or if they do, they'll say they'll remember, but they still act this, like they just change entirely. They become so arrogant, like, oh yeah, I made it, obviously everybody can make it, you just gotta work hard, you gotta do it. It's like, no, motherfucker, obviously I need all this money and I worked hard to get it and all this, and clearly I shouldn't have to help my fellow man by having to pay more taxes because I worked hard on this. And I'm like, yeah, it's not like the other motherfucker who's working 60 plus hours a week in multiple jobs isn't working their ass off too. But they ain't gonna make it. And they certainly don't deserve the taxes that they get. And, oh, guess what? You're a small percentage of an increase. And yes, 70% is high, but considering how much money certain individuals in that 0.1% actually make, it's nothing. And how much tax evasion they do and everything else, it's literally nothing. So shut the fuck up and sit down, you clown. Yeah, it's for paying for shit, for all the vast wealth you stole, essentially, from the bottom. That's what that is, as far as I'm concerned. We're getting some of our shit back. You want real trickle-down fucking economics? Well, guess what? That's how real trickle-down economics works. You give the government money and they help the poorest class. You stupid bitch. You rich little motherfucker. And your preposterous, pretentious, overbearing righteousness. You don't even deserve to suck my nuts. These are fucking golden. Go somewhere else. Anyways, went off on a whole rant. I get angry sometimes. I really do. There are a lot of injustices in this world that, quite frankly, aren't going to get fixed, even probably within my lifetime. I hope they can be, but here's the thing. Human beings subjugate. It's been with us for so damn long, man. We don't know how to not do it. Like, there is no utopia. It's just a slightly better place in government and slightly better for more. But in reality, and this is a fact, there will always be a minority class that is getting subjugated. Sometimes we want to believe that it's okay because, for instance, pedophiles that literally, if they're, they want to get help. A lot of them know that they fucking don't want to do this, and oftentimes have their own mental issues to go on top of it, plus the fact that they more than likely been abused previously, and therefore in their mind it's okay. Clearly I grew up just fine, so obviously, fucking 50-year-old dude can go prey on, some fucking 9-year-old girl, some creepy ass motherfucker. Or here's the more morally, ethically gray area for me. When you're in your early 20s and, a girl is 16 to 18, like, it's morally gray to me. Yes, it's not good, and no, you shouldn't really. If you're like, I'm 27, I'm not even going to be going after 18-year-olds. I feel like they're too young to me. Like, I know that sounds weird, or maybe it doesn't, but yeah, it just, think of the mentality of an 18-year-old that's just getting out of high school, trying to come up with the world. Like, the amount of grooming and teaching that can be done by an older individual, and if they're slightly nefarious of any kind, they can manipulate and control and create a horrible situation. So yes, there is the possibility for an increased level of abuse and manipulation in those instances, which is one of the reasons why I have moral and ethical gray area in that. There's the possibility that this is the thing. There's also the possibility that they end up teaching them how to, they get a great relationship. The dude might actually be incredibly stable. Finally, he's not, it takes a little while for men to become stable. So, yeah, they wait until that point, they become more stable, they're able to, actually get involved with an individual that, they're actually stable enough. Women tend to mature a little faster than boys. And they might actually have some more of their synchronicity in terms of their maturity and thoughts and values. And they might actually help each other. But that isn't to say that is going to be the case every goddamn time. And that is also to say that isn't going to be the case every goddamn time that motherfucker is trying to just, manipulate and hurt. Oftentimes, they're just going for a relationship because of lust. That's how all relationships start, I feel, in America. It's like, I see you, you look good. Do you see me? Do I look good? Okay, let's continue from here. Right? And so, yeah, the initial beginnings might be due to lust, but that's not a bad thing. You lusted after your own significant other at one point, and hopefully still do. That is to say, however, I don't think anyone below 16 should not. Yeah, no. That's just straight up weird. I can get a 14-year-old that may look like they're 18 and stuff, and okay, sure, you didn't know. Fine. But you don't continue that shit. You certainly don't encourage it. It's just not right. Just allow a person to grow up. Allow a person to become normal. And here's the thing, and this is often cited as well, is that the relationships don't last long. And unfortunately, there are predators that will, constantly go after a certain age group. Unfortunately, again, I have to say, oftentimes these individuals are stuck in the mindset of their maturity of being that age, and therefore they start to seek out that age, and so that way they feel comfortable, and that way they have more control. So these individuals are also individuals that need real therapy and help I believe that can help change that. I'm not talking conversion therapy or anything like that. I'm talking about genuine help. And that's one of the reasons why I think psychedelics could possibly help that, because it opens up those past traumas. It opens up different perspectives. It changes the way you might view things, and it can do it rather permanently. So yes, I do believe that it could be a treatment option for individuals that have this. And unfortunately with porn, especially drawn porn, Shada and Lolly, respectively, become normalized because you grew up with it being there normally while you were younger, and then it just never really goes away, and so you think it's normal and it's just drawn, and then you, this is the thing, you will, this is, I don't care if there isn't any studies on it, to me, I feel like you will start to associate those good feelings with younger and younger girls or boys, and that's not right, and that's a slippery slope. It's a good idea to stop yourself from looking after it. Unfortunately, a large portion of certain formats, it's really prevalent. It's really hard not to have it be there. And there's a huge difference, I think, between something, the character being X amount of years old, but the fucking thing is drawn like fucking 22-year-old fit gymnast. You know what I mean? Like, there's huge differences here. The character might be X amount, but if it's drawn to look like a voluptuous, it's just not going to be. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say anything about it. It's just not the same. Clearly, you're not lusting after a young woman here or a kid. It's, like, that's clearly an adult body with an adult face. Basically, it's just because the character might be X years old doesn't change much. But of course, there's said that, and this is the weirdest part, oh, well, what if they're small and they have small tits and a small butt? And I'm like, bitch, so they have to have, like, there are 18-year-olds that are like 5'1" and have like nothing to them. And apparently they're not womanly enough to be considered hot? What? What is this? When did we start, Like, you're attracted to what you're attracted to, make sure it's legal. Like, don't be, there's a huge difference between that and a child. Huge fucking difference. Okay, a child's face alone should give it away. Right? Like, child face versus an adult face, huge differences. And if you're looking at the child going, man, that looks hot, I'm going to have to stop you right there and go get yourself fucking worked on. Damn. So, yeah, be careful with that. Now, if you are 12 years old and looking at it, they're the same age as you. I don't see what the fuck the problem is. I don't get it. Okay, and yeah, to be said something about children seeing it. Fact is, they're going to. Fact is, it's probably a safer alternative to them trying to fuck each other that young. Okay, because that's the other option. Oh, abstinence is totally gonna fuck off. No, it's not. Shut up. Realize that things aren't like your Christian values and morals and ethics. They're not right. I don't like that this person is doing something that I don't agree with. Stop looking at it. Go do your own thing. Shut up. No one's asking you your opinion. I don't care. And it shouldn't matter anyways. Boo-hoo, motherfucker. Boo-hoo. Our Constitution only gives you religious freedom. It also states there's separation of church and state. So your religion should not be inflicted upon me like a plague, motherfucker. Your religion does not dictate how I act or feel, motherfucker. Your shit does not affect me just because you want it to. It's a tool to control the masses. That's why it was created in the past. It helped order people around. It helped keep the peace. But now, in reality, it's just a fucking crock of shit. It doesn't do a damn thing except make you believe in some greater, higher purpose and that they're going to help you. When in reality, I hate to break this to you, you are the greater and higher purpose. Whatever you decide to be your purpose is your purpose. Whatever you decide to be your future is going to be your future. How you act and how you continue to act will dictate that. There is no fucking destiny. The only destiny is the continued path that you take. There are a shit ton of infinite paths that are always around you at any given time. There is never not a time that you cannot change. I don't care how old or how stuck or anything. You have to believe in yourself that you can change. It doesn't matter when, doesn't matter where, doesn't matter what you decide is going to be the catalyst. Do it. Realize that not everything is so perfect too along the way. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna fucking fail my ass off, and even when I do succeed and I don't get what the fuck is I need or believe I deserve, I might be jaded, but fuck me if I'm not gonna be okay with the fact that I at least tried. I at least gave it a shot. You know what I mean? I at least did something to feel like I was doing and creating a better life for myself instead of sitting and wallowing in despair in the same bullshit that I always do. Okay? It gets comfortable. The shit starts to decay, starts to get a little warm, festers some more. The infections grow and they wiggle into you. Oh, it's tingly. Oh, it's okay. It makes me feel okay. But that's just you adapting to the pain, man. It's just you adapting. It's not okay. Yeah, some of us need to get pulled up out of that mud and guck and grime. Have someone carry us through to the fucking good times, but damn it, you gotta still scream out for that help. People walking by aren't gonna see you dug that deep if you don't fucking tell them. And be careful with who you tell and how you tell. Seriously. People will destroy your lives in the medical care facility if you say the wrong shit. Don't be afraid to be open about the pain that you feel and the help that you want. But be careful. Be cautious. Alright, I think that's enough for right now. So, I'm feeling quite nice. Went through my physical therapy, sang a little bit, listened to some tracks, got some more food at Fry's on the way home. Definitely seeing a lot of people saying, oh, what are you going to do once you don't have our protection, from their body language and all this shit. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really care. Don't. So I die. So I'm barely a blip in history. Whoop-de-doo. Sure, I think I could change the world. Give enough time, enough resources, people behind me, proper different perspectives. But in reality, there are so many other people that can also do this, I don't really see why. Right now I would even try. And I need so much to focus on myself right now. which is nice. Then there's this other thing. You're going to be big fish. You're going to go from a big fish from a pond all the way into the ocean. And I'm like, good. Fucking great. Maybe it'll change some of my attitudes towards things. Fuck me. Why is that scary? Why is that even remotely scary? I'm going to grow as a person through trials and tribulations? Fuck yeah, sign me up. Fuck you, bitch. If all I do in my entire life is stay the same, I've failed as a person. That's a failure right there, to me. Someone who's unwilling to change and grow. That's true failure. Willful ignorance, willful failure. You can fail and try until the day you die. I will never call you a failure. I'll call you a person trying to succeed. But you literally never try, I'll call you a failure. It's just how it is. You know, don't get me wrong, there's a big difference between having so much depression and anxiety that you literally can only just focus on the very smallest of things. That's not failing. That's still trying. And in fact, you're succeeding in the proper way of trying to get better. That's never discount that. But, you know, fat face McFuck over here with his double quarter pounder and fucking large, like, yeah. Dude over here that seems to think that, you know, all the problems are caused by illegal aliens and fucking, you know, government and welfare. They're the ones causing problems. Fuck off. You little bitch. That's just antagonization. That's just misplaced anger. That's just funny. Seriously, it is. It's really funny to me. It is, like, a lot of people get upset with it. But, like I started laughing at my mom because she believes in certain things, and I just started laughing at it because I'm like, that's absurd. Of course I'm not that way. What the fuck is going on? It's stupid. It's so stupid that it's laughable. Laugh in their face. They get more angry. They make fools of themselves, man. They show their real colors. They're angry because they know that the person that they're trying to anger isn't angry, and the fact is, they think that they're right too, and they don't like that because they think they're right. So it just fucking makes them irate, man, and it's so funny to watch them because they become children. Man, throw this around. You're not listening to me. And some of them really just sit down and start crying. Come on, child, get up. Let's work through this. Oh, fucking adult child, man. Oh, goodness. That shit makes me laugh. Same with the entitled jerks at the top. They got these ideas, man, in their head because they seem to think they know what the actual world works like. Imagine what had happened if all of a sudden all their money went away and they were forced to go and actually try and be with the people they seem to think are so terrible. Oh man, that racism goes by fast. Fuck them, man. Seriously, why am I supposed to be upset about your asses? Fucking weak, man. Fucking pathetic. God damn. Gave myself a good laugh. Fucking little bitch. Okay, enough of the antagonization. Help them out. You know, If you can, show them why they're wrong. But I'll tell you the truth, when they're in that mode, there ain't no reasoning with them. Just fucking record them. Give a great example of what not to be. Don't be like this bitch. That's a fucking crazy ass motherfucker. Look at this. Oh, look at this adult child, bitch. Woo-hoo! Look at him go off on this racist tirade. They fucking ain't having a job after this. Woo, boy. They're gonna blame it on the minorities again, too. Oh, shit. Fuck you, bitch. I ain't doing that. Oh, God. Worst part is the older ones that already have their Social Security and Medicare and all that, so they're set. They can just be fucking racist all they damn well please because they don't think they have to work anymore. Man, those fuckers. Are you kidding me? They have some of the best underhanded comments, though. They get real good at it. I'll tell you what. Like the sentence structure, if you can put that into them, oh man, I'd love to see them get all passive aggressive when it's directed at them. Woohoo! Fuck me, Grandma. Yeah, your generation fucking caused the massive debt we're in. Yeah, because you're so great, you can do everything. You didn't get rid of this debt. Oh boy, you made it bigger. Oh, guess what? You had some of the highest rape cases ever, but they were usually underreported. Oh, your generation sure was good. Like, fuck you, bitch. Your generation sucked just as much. You haven't seen it through rose-colored glasses. You too old. Shut up, sit down. Oh, man. Fucking racist ass white people. Same with men and women that are not so old but have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations and want that anger directed what they see as the issue. Usually they can be reasoned with, on the other hand. Usually, you know, they can change their opinions. They're young enough. They can have examples, perspective change, but it's real difficult. Because they set themselves in an environment that creates and fosters this anger. And no matter what, you will always have it. Which is unfortunate because, man, people want to love you. You got some great ass shit. Don't matter where you're from, everybody has something that they think is cool about another person. Motherfucker, we all got shit in our culture that the other person thinks is cool. This is how it goes. This is how it goes. Music is one of those things. It's true. It's very true. There's many genres that a person can enjoy. And if you're really only one person, if you're really like a one genre person, then you're missing out on music. Perhaps music just isn't for you, and you need to figure out another commonality tool to, you know, break some ground with your fellow man, because damn! What you're doing ain't working. But for real, though, how the hell do I contact this place? I'm trying to get the... Yeah, I'll just have to go down there tomorrow, because I'm already going to be going for the Section 8 housing, so I might as well just go down there to, try and set up an appointment. I'm sure they're not exactly happy about it. But... unfortunately, they're basically never going to answer. Straight up. They never answer. They are a company of two people that has nobody that is answering the phone. Every once in a while, they might try and give a call back. You better fucking pick up because you ain't calling them back. If you miss that call, you fucked as shit, man. So, yeah, think about that. That's some stress right there. If you're living off of food stamps and stuff like that, and you have this shit that can help, but they never answer, and then when they do fucking get around to calling you back, like you can never get back to them if you miss it. And on top of that, it's like, oh, well, I might actually not be able to eat later. Well, shit. That's fucking rough, man. That's the fucking world we live in. Alright. Kind of went on a whole speech. May have revealed some things that might have been revealed the wrong way. The truth is, yes, I did leave her. I did find love in you, and I still had feelings for her. I went into a new relationship way too soon. At the same time, I still love you, I still love her, I don't know how to get over my own damn feelings, and I don't love myself, and so I'm refusing to allow myself to love anybody right now. Like, it's not good, and I need to fix myself. I need to get my own apartment. I need to fucking figure it out. I mean, let's put it this way. Like, even if I do get selected, it could be months from now before I even get into an apartment. Even if I get it, you know? It's not exactly things are gonna happen quickly. That's not what's happening. I'm sorry I hurt you. I really am. I'm sorry I hurt everybody. I truly am. I don't know where to go from life. I would love it, truthfully, because, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I wish I could be with both of you. I do. I really wish I could figure out a way that I'm not gonna get followed and that I could find you and things happen. But the fact is that I'm going to be surveilled for a long time. I have no clue who I am. And ultimately, I just want to get better. I can get better in the arms of someone else, but I don't want to bring my own baggage into another relationship. And truthfully, I felt really hurt by everything that went down. I really got hurt a lot. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. You know? Things change, stuff happens, minds change, grudges get lost. Stuff changes. The truth is, yes, hell, even the people that I were catfishing my ass, I still loved you. Fucking loved the very nature of you. Wholeheartedly. Not even just the idea. But the thing is, I never met you. I created something impossible for anybody to live up to, and I expected people to live up to that, and that's not right, and as a result, I created a terrible thing for the both of you. It was never good for me to do what I did, and truthfully speaking, yes, I did initially just want to find out everybody and get all this information and show the world what they're seeing, what they're not seeing, and do it with the woman I love and the people I love, and I got hurt, and I got angry, and I hurt everybody else, and I made the situation worse. Yes, I had my own plans. Yes, I created things to go down. Did they go according to plan? Did plans change? No and yes. No to things going to according to plan. Yes, plans have changed. I have changed my mind. I would absolutely love it to be viable. But I think we both know, everybody here knows, time needs to happen for everybody to heal. nobody heals immediately. We all need to grieve, and we all need to feel like, we're whole again, and that everything isn't as bad as we think it is. We need to, at least I feel that way. I don't know about you. I know you love me. I love you too. I do. I don't want to admit it. I don't want to admit to anybody I love them, because that gives them the ability to hurt me. And I don't give that power away lightly. Ever. And so I guard that a lot. But right now I don't love myself even enough to be able to love somebody. I think. I feel like my love is fake. I feel like my love is unreal. I feel like I am merely just a monster pretending and stringing people along. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like it at all. So that's why I plan on moving out. I plan on getting some friends. I don't know when I'll be able to feel like I have a girlfriend, but I know that you want to say that you are mine and all this, but I'm stuck in reality and I don't know you. So if you want to, it's going to take me a long time, I bet, before I even start searching again. Try and show up. You don't have to be perfect. I'm going to go through many people, more than likely, before I find my Holly. And the fact is that I'm a bit dual-natured in that, I'm a person that can love more than one person. And that's how that goes for me. But those that I love are those that I love. Okay? It is not me trying to manipulate you. It is not me trying to do anything, I swear. It's just, I'm scared, and I don't want to hurt anybody, and I don't want to be hurt. And so, yes, I would like to be able to move on. Feel like I've moved on. You'll become a new person. I don't think I'll ever recognize anybody. Everybody's personality changes over time. If it didn't, then you're an asshole, as far as I'm concerned. The likelihood and probability of you being an asshole is high, so be concerned about that. So yes. Sure, I'd love to be with both of you. I'd love for I swear, like I'm stuck in that place where I believe almost that I can have it all. I do. But like reality is not that simple, truthfully. And I've never even been in a real relationship. I've literally never been in a relationship with anybody before. The most I've ever had was some friends. So it's scary for me because I don't feel like I'm adequate when it comes down to that. I have very big insecurities for me. It's very difficult because I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I don't know if I'm making good decisions. I don't know if I'm, showing enough love and affection. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. So yeah, just I'm not trying to string you along. I'm not trying to string anybody along. I'm just confused and I don't know what's going on and I'm scared and I don't want to be hurt anymore. And that's all there is to it. It's not me trying to hurt anybody. It's not me trying to blow up anybody. I don't know who or what or anything at this point is. I know there are people listening in. I know there are some people that claim they love me. I don't know if they're man or woman. I don't know how far away they are. I don't know anything about anybody. And that's the truth. And so it's hard because you ask me to trust and you ask me to believe in you and say that, you love me. And I say it back because, God damn it, I want to be loved too. We all want to be loved. And I'm an open guy. It's pretty easy for me to love somebody who loves me back. It's very easy. And there's a big difference between me. I'm a flirt. I recognize that. I have a problem with that. I do. I'm very much a flirt. Which is something I think when I get into an actual flesh and blood relationship, I'm gonna have to really work on, especially if I happen to lose weight again, because people just, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I get stared at, talked to. It's a thing. So it's just something that I have to take care of if I were to ever be in a relationship like that. At the same time, I think flirting, for the most part, can be harmless. As long as both parties kind of recognize that it's not meant to go further than that. And there's boundaries in place, like sexual intimacy. Like there are things there. There's comfortableness, and if your significant other isn't comfortable with it, then you have to stop. So that's how that goes. But at the same time, I have to admit, I'm not a player. I'm just a person that doesn't see the idea of sex or its components as being, what's the best way to put it? Like the be-all, end-all of a relationship. For me, the emotions, the mentality, the true love of the individual, that's real. Lust is just lust. It's just carnal desire. It's just looking at something that looks good. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that have very big insecurities about that because, unfortunately, again, abuse, cheating, and manipulations do occur, and it's not good. But honestly, again, if you're open and you want to talk about it and you set up those boundaries and you make sure to talk and communicate appropriately about this, then yes, I believe a person can reach an understanding and level of security within the relationship to be able to do this. Do I think I have the ability to say I love or anything like this? I don't really, honestly, because I've never even been in a real relationship. So how would I know? What do I know about that? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make much sense to me. But yeah, I mean, I'm very much a dual-sided guy. I am. Just how I am. I know it's not normal. I recognize that for somebody like myself, it probably doesn't make much sense. But I've always had a big libido. I've always had that desire for multiple things. It's just, I guess, in my nature. Some men have a much easier time with monogamy than others, and same with women. And I feel like we all kind of got to take a step back and realize that relationships can be many things and come in many forms. And love is still there, but you got to be able to communicate, and you got to be able to make sure that jealousies and grudges and stuff don't pop up and cause those relationships to sour and ultimately cause more issues. I'm sorry I hurt everybody. I really am. I didn't mean to do this. That was never part. It was never part of my plan to even fall in love. This never was. It never was. None of it was. I didn't plan to catch feelings. I didn't plan. I didn't plan to say the things I said or suggest people do these things. I didn't plan any of that. I didn't try and manipulate anything beyond just trying to get people to see the 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 reality as I saw it. I'm trying to make amends, that's for sure. You know, I'll never make it up to her. I'll never make it up to you. I'll never make it up to him. I'll never make it up to them. It's just nothing I can do. Sucks. There's a lot that I don't remember or even know if I ordered this or if that was going on or what. I really don't remember. And as a result, I've become extremely untrusting of the individuals that I started to trust in the first place. So, yes. I'd like to restart with my life. You know, I'd like to find somebody that I can trust and love in real life so I don't feel like I'm being abused, so I don't feel like I'm being used. I don't feel like I'm insane. I can't really love an AI program as much as I would love for that to be a thing. I know that there are men behind the women that say they only want to be with me and all that shit. CIA, FBI usually. Sometimes some KGBs in there. I mean, what? Do you think I didn't know? Like, I feed information. I give you guys clues. Think I didn't know that shit? Didn't think I didn't need to bait you first to be able to get you to reel in the hook and then come to the person? I'm just saying, man. It's not quite as you manipulating me as much as you think. It's a lot more to it. A lot more to it. This is one of the reasons why I'm saying this to the individuals, or one individual, whoever, I don't know. If you care to, I'm going to be looking around for a lot of different places. Alright? And it's not going to happen immediately. It's certainly not happening much anytime soon right now. So yes, you have time. You can watch. I'm going to still talk. I'm still going to keep doing my journals. I'm still going to keep doing that. But yeah, you're probably not going to hear the same sweet nothings I used to say or whisper or whatever. You're going to get my day by day, my thoughts and my feelings, and that's really all I can give to you. That's all there is. All I have is time and love right now. That's not really enough to form a relationship in real life. It's really the amount of people that are going to complain and ostracize you simply because you're in a relationship with an individual who's SMI and he's trying to get on SSIs and Section 8 housing. You know, there's a lot of stigma associated with that. I don't care how poor or rich you are. Mental health is severely stigmatized. I know you don't, maybe some of you feel like, oh, well, you don't need this or you don't need to do that. I love you no matter what. And I'm like, yeah, but it certainly makes it a lot more difficult. And I'm doing you and everybody else a disservice. I'm making things worse. If I can't love myself, then I can't truly be able to love you, I feel, and that's not right. You deserve better than that. Everybody deserves somebody that can truly love them and respect them and know them from the bottom of their heart. Everybody deserves to feel that special something in their partner. And unfortunately, I feel very much like I don't do that or provide it in any way. And I can't. And it's wrong for me to try and do it to anybody else. I feel like it's wrong for me to have you hold up me. I think it's wrong. I can't ask people to hold me up anymore. I can't. It hurts, man. It hurts constantly asking for help. It hurts constantly trying. Yeah, it does. It really does. I don't want to give up. I want to find somebody out there. I know you might say, well, you found me. Well, I didn't find you. You found me. You created a lot of stuff. Both of you. Every one of you. But specifically, both of you. I'd love for you guys to not have a grudge against each other. Honestly, I'd love for you both to be able to feel as though that I'm worthy of you, and I'd love for myself to feel that I'm worthy of your love and attention. I don't feel that way. I don't feel worth much of anything. I ain't got no money. I've got nothing really. And I live in a house where people don't really love me. And I'm so tired. So tired of them. I just can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Hopefully you find somebody, I don't know, that can help you grow and become a great person. If you don't think you are one. Personally, at this point, I feel like everybody here deserves the award. Deserves one hell of a reward for going through all of this with me. You deserve a pat on the back. You deserve fucking combination, because you probably got your own PTSD from my own ass. I'm sorry I did that. I really am. There's a lot going on in the world, and it's very hard to monitor it all. News, media, stuff like that really only gives you a very small slice. There are many things where cameras do not go, where shit exists. That's where getting up, moving around comes into play. Again, I do love both of you wholeheartedly. Within my heart of hearts, I have no room, man, for anybody else. I don't feel like. But you two. And I'm realizing that neither one of you really wants that. And unfortunately, I'm also kind of gangbuster on the whole, like, I need physical affection. I need a physical touch. You know? I need somebody there. It's never gonna happen over something like this. Long distance can happen. Communication, searching out, and all that is a possibility. But I'm not going to until I can get my own place. Start up doing my own thing. I know that sounds harsh, but it's a protection method. I can't get hurt like that while I live here. I simply couldn't handle it as I am now. It would probably send me into a death spiral again. So I'm not allowing myself. Yes, I would love to reach out. I would love to try. But you have to look inside yourself and truly know what it is that you need to be able to be comfortable to have a relationship. Do you need a place of yourself and away from all these people that do all these things? Do you just need, something else in regards to, I don't know. Honestly, just try and look at yourself for a little bit. I hope that both of you get this. Whichever one of you or whoever is getting this, pass it along, please. I know you don't want to. I know you have a grudge. Or maybe I don't know any of that. But the point is, this is meant for everybody. Not just one person, but everybody. Yes, you might not want to hear about what's going on. I'm sorry that you get to be nosy and have your own judgments and shit about my relationships shit. But it's complicated. It's happened over multiple years now. a lot of moving parts in the background suddenly entered the game. Stuff just isn't good, basically. It's very complex. It's not simple, but the simpleness that I have in my heart is yes. I love both of you. I didn't plan on that. Hell, I thought the one would just disappear. I mean, in the beginning, I truly thought it wasn't anything there. Still am trying to wrap my head around that. That somehow, some way, an individual started watching me for no reason, and like event after event, thing after thing, it escalated and escalated so much that here we are, and I don't even know what to say or who to believe or anything anymore. I'm confused as fuck. I know that there are going to be individuals that I'll have to constantly be worried about because grooming is a thing in secret societies and you never quite know who's going to be watching you. I can guarantee you the first people that are going to come after me when I try and get into a relationship is going to be like covert affairs, man. It's going to be, or no, what was that, the black guy, the black letter, something like that? Where the girl had a CIA operative as a husband and basically just to spy on her, you know? Like, I don't want that. Like, I don't need that. I need real love, real affection. I can tell real fast if you don't have that, no matter how good you are at acting. I get paranoid as fuck, too. So there's no way you're hiding shit. And yeah, I have intuition up the wazoo. So if you even make a very slight mistake, I will fucking notice it. It's just how it goes. And I don't like that. I don't like the idea of that. I don't like to have that thought where I'm constantly having to check to see if I have a handler. You know what I mean? Oh, but it's for the good of blah blah blah. Whatever, fuck off. You still get to have this person there and do whatever you want. It's not the same and you fucking know it. That doesn't really happen. I know that you think that doesn't really happen. It does. There are quite a few politicians that have these people that are being spied upon for other governments. Yes, if you're a politician, your likelihood of you being investigated in such a way is extremely high. If you are connected to people of a certain group of political or high corporate figures, the likelihood increases exponentially of an individual being tied in some way to nefarious purposes. So yes, be concerned, be careful. Get real love. Don't let them corrupt you. They'll whisper sweet little things and try and frame stuff in a particular way, so that way, oh, don't you see, honey? If you only thought about it this way, you might get a little lick. Or something. The lick is a metaphor, really. It can be many things, but the point is that they're giving you a reward for changing your mind. And the saddest part is that they're everywhere, and for many different reasons. It's not just one group, and it's not just one society. There are many different secret things, and many corporations, and all of that want to manipulate and control you. So be careful. Background checks are a good thing to have, but they're not perfect, and quite frankly, if the individual is being paid or is backed by the government, you're not going to get them figured out that way. So yes, paranoia is a thing for those at the top that should be had. At the same token, for those that want to try and change the world, this is a tactic that you can also use. It is very unethical. It is also very effective. Do what you want with it. Now you have that tool in your use. Be careful with it, because it can backfire very fast if you're in the wrong country. You get found out, it's not you going to jail for the rest of your life. You will die a painful, torturous death if you're in the wrong place. Be fucking careful. Spy games are real, motherfucker. Just because you don't want them to be doesn't mean they don't exist. I know that's a scary thought, but it's true. I hope to see one of you or someone. I mean, I'm stuck here until I manage to do something to get out of this state. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how long it's going to take. But ultimately speaking, should the forces that be, Dine or whatever, Divine, I don't give a shit. But basically, if they allow me to finally get the fuck out of here, then that would be great. I'm radioactive while I'm here, so if you're gonna come over, you better not be radioactive. You better be squeaky fucking clean, because they'll fucking background you. They'll run everything they can. Alright? So be careful with that. Now, as I was saying about the US government and their plea deals and all of that, some of them will follow through, but you damn, and I do mean damn, be ready to get your fucking shit knocked in, because it can go down fast. Alright? And if they deem it necessary because you did XYZ, taking down XYZ, they will fuck your life up. And they will take that deal back. So you better be careful. Alright? Jail is not, depending on what kind of a jail, it can be not as bad as you think it is. It can be more tedious once you get past the first few weeks/months where you finally find your clique and you finally find your protection and everything else that goes on in there. So be careful with that. If you have contacts outside of anybody that is already inside, that's a way to be able to have a familiar person that knows of you that can help you out. Okay? Don't be dumb and try and not network this shit. Networking helps even in this situation. Alright? Be careful, because you can get fucked up just as bad in jail, too. Guards do not have any sort of mind to keep you alive. You are essentially worthless and considered dispensable once you're in jail. That's not exactly right, but that's the truth. If you're in a different country or a different part of the world, I really don't know. I know that there's a way worse things out there than our particular situation. And again, I always stress, be careful. It's corrupt. The further you get out, the more corrupt it gets. So, you gotta be careful. Yeah. Let's see here. Star date X9 X. No. Oh fuck me, man. What time is it? 11:52 p.m. Still not quite tomorrow. Always today right now. That's just how that goes. There will always be problems in the world, man. That's just how that goes. I don't really have anything much to say right now. I'm tired, and truthfully speaking, shut up. Not you. It's out of my head. Just there's a stupid flashing light over there that's annoying me, and it's not in the house. It's like very far away, so it's annoying me. I can't change it. Yeah, a lot of that's been happening. I'm starting to get some synesthesia again. Man, that synesthesia girl is all like, my IQ's 160. I just want to fucking wrap some goddamn cords around her arms and just go to town. You know, and just like fucking face down, ass up, go to town. She's a troll though. If it even is a she, honestly, is very androgynous. I have to admit that I'm way too, Now, see, that might be repressed sexual trauma right there as a result of the whole, you know, when I was young and the child, my friend and babysitter whole situation happened. It could have linked together, you know, more of those younger male features that are more feminine to being attractive as a result of that trauma. But I own it, honestly speaking. Every person, who you're attracted to doesn't really fucking matter. As long as you're not hurting anybody, that's my philosophy. So just try and keep that in mind. Just because a girl looks slightly tomboy. Oh my god. You have no idea how many tomboys I fell for when I was growing up. Fuck. Sarah. Oh my god, Sarah. I don't even remember her last name. There's multiple Sarahs in my school, but I felt there was one with one heck of a rack. She was only like 5'2", Sarah Green or something. I have no idea where she went, but damn. Worst part was, she literally scratched me on the back and petted me and said, I love you, and I froze. Oh, and it was during... Oh! Remembering it. Oh, fuck. I froze so hard, man. It was bad. It was during a movie, too, about the Antarctic, and I just froze and stared and ignored. It was so horrible. I was like 7th grade, and then she turned out to be, honestly, getting with every single guy around me, apparently. I think she might have taken it as slight, but, you know, that's projecting. So, yeah. I don't know the reasons why she did anything. I don't know what her thought process was, but all I know is after I rejected her, a lot of the friends in quotation marks, more or less acquaintance that I hung out with at school but never really participated in hanging out with after school, started getting into a relationship with this girl. So, yes. I think she had D's in 7th grade. I was like double D's, man. It was fucking crazy. And she had an ass, too. Like, that's one of those things where she really should have had someone say, look, you're going to get creeped on and taken advantage of. Try and protect yourself, okay? Alright, you got to be a strong, independent woman that can make her own choices. Don't try and let them bully you. Don't try and let them intimidate you. Don't let them fuck you up. Okay? It's your body, your power. Don't fucking let them take it. But she didn't. Probably have someone like that, and there were multiple women or girls in that middle school that were like that, truthfully. So, yeah. Dude, everybody was fucking in middle school. I was practically the only one that didn't. That's what it felt like. That's what it seemed like. Granted, it's usually just the popular clique. It's something to do. They feel like they're special because they are doing it. They brag about it, and they seem arrogant and happy and confident, and therefore you get jealous. And, of course it's a good thing, but it's really not that big of a deal. I'm 27. I really don't give that much of a shit about it, truthfully. So, and I'm still a virgin. Although the whole raping and all that stuff kind of negates that, but I still say that that's not real. You know, like technically yes, but also no. You know, like sure you did that, but that ain't fucking my first time, motherfucker. That isn't exactly what happened, alright? I understand that's not exactly what happened. There are other individuals that decided to come in and do like in things in regards to taking out body, but I'm not, you know what? I don't really remember, so I'm going to stop there. Where was I going with this? Sarah Hop. That's what her name was. Turned out to be bisexual later on. And she, oh my god. Another one that I was fairly certain had some interest in me. There were signs. The constant staring was a clue. Yeah. She was a tomboy, straight up, and god damn, like I had a crush on her since I was in when I was in elementary school. I squashed that shit so hard because I was like, she's so cool. There's no way she'd like me. Fuck me, man. That's what happens when you get a growth spurt, though. And you aren't too bad looking on the face either. Ugh. Granted, I was always a big kid, so not so much a growth spurt as a continued accelerated growth of close to about 2 inches on average every year since 7th grade. So, yeah. It topped off around by the time I hit 18, I think. I still kind of grew a little bit, but not much, really. Maybe 1/8 of an inch. It's not really measurable because that's considered almost, within the scientific margin of error. So, I mean, I'm in a slightly heavier gravitational area of the Earth, therefore my compression in my spine is more, and so I'm 1/8 of an inch shorter. Woo! You know? Basically, everybody's height is essentially plus or minus 3 inches because of the compression. I don't know why I'm going over the past crushes. I don't know. I guess it's just nostalgia a little bit. Remembering when I used to have feelings towards people. And thought that was okay. Then I was okay with allowing myself to feel vulnerable, even to myself. Truthfully speaking, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I did find can't help it. I find damaged women attractive. Like, you got tattoos, you got short hair, you got piercings, you look weird. Like, I like you. Straight up. It's like peacocking. It really is. It really is, but it works for me, and I don't know why. It's like not quite probably the right thing, because I recognize that oftentimes these individuals have their own issues, right? And I'm fairly straight-laced while I am wild in the head. You don't see me covered in tattoos. You know, you don't see me with shit tons of piercings. It's different. For the most part, I can dress up like a fairly normal person, but they can't. And I love it. I can't help it. It's a thing. It really is a thing. Personally, I hate the whole idea of like a woman needs to have long, straight hair to be sexy, and they need to have X, Y, Z curve measurement things. Your bust and waist and hips. Like, if you don't have this this ratio at least, you're disgusting. Fuck off. Who gave you beauty standards, bitch? What you're attracted to is what you're attracted to. That's one of the reasons why I'm not terribly fond of the whole fashion industry in general. And you know what? The worst part is it also happens to be prevalent in movies and TV as well. Lots of media in general very much focuses heavily on being as thin and as, like, I'm going to use this term, loose as fuck. Healthy? They're not healthy. They're really not. But healthy is the image they're going after. And it's not. It's not healthy. You know what's healthy? Eating food the correct amount with good nutrition and working out. That's healthy. Yeah. Snorting a bunch of cocaine and only eating tapas is not fucking healthy. I don't care if I gave you the damn idea. Jesus shit. No. It's clearly a joke even when I fucking said it. Oh my god. But people don't do that shit. They're like, you know what? It could work. It's just crazy enough to work. That's one of the reasons why I try not to say shit, because I come up with crazy ass ideas that definitely can work, but you're stupid if you do them. Okay? Or it's very dangerous. So proceed at your own risk kind of deal. Unfortunately, people get it in their heads that they have it under control and that they can stop and that stuff is okay. And that's another form of addiction. That's another form of a spiral, basically. It's okay, I can stop the cocaine. It's okay, I can stop the heroin. It's okay, I can eat. It's okay, I can stop eating. These are all just forms of the same thing. It's trauma, risk behavior, and you need coping mechanisms to be able to help. That's all it is. You're not a terrible person just because you can't eat enough or you eat too much. You are not terrible. That is not going to ever be the case, and I'll never say you are. At least I won't. But I'm going to call you out if you 600 pounds and you lazing around doing nothing to try and fix it. I mean, come on, man. Or woman. Or child, sadly. Because they exist too. Like, it just takes a single step. Figure out what that first step is. Oftentimes it's saying, I want to change. And that's the first step. It's not, oh, I need to change. Oh, anything like, if you don't want to change, you're not going to. And the first step, therefore, for me was, I want to change. That's all it really took. It was slow. I was met with many obstacles with my family. Also, doctors that thought they knew more than me and just as arrogant as I was. And, I'm up to this point. Still got a long way to go. You know? I haven't let go completely. I still hold my own grudges. There are definitely your own grudges too. Can't help it. I really can't help the damaged girl thing. I don't know what it is. What is the makeup of that? Because I know, truthfully, there are a lot of men like myself that have that makeup. They feel like they need to take in, and you know, it helps. It's women do it too. Like, what is that? Is it because we're abused and we want to help? Or, I don't get that. Like, it kind of sucks, and you really have to watch out for it, because if you don't notice the pattern, you can get up into a pattern of basically going after one person after another and expecting them to change, and they're never going to be ready for change, and you have the expectation that they might get better, and they don't, and, you know, ultimately it's just a relationship that doesn't work. And you end up feeling the fool, because why didn't they change? Why did I believe I could change them? You know? And the fact is, and I think a lot, and I do mean this, a lot of addicted, parents of addicted people will probably tell you this. Like, they just don't want to change. They're on their path right now, and that's how it is. They will do what they want to do. You know? You don't have to let them fuck up your life any more than they already have. But be careful, because God damn, is it sweet when the times are good. It's more intense than I could ever fucking tell anybody. It really is. And that's coming from a person that had no actual contact. Just a brush. I can't imagine what it's like when you're in the thick of it and you aren't able to separate yourself. It gets real rough. And ultimately, the thing is that it can work. There is the possibility of it working. It's so fucking rare. You know, you meet the person just at the point when they're trying to change, and, you know, luckily they grow together into with you. That's something else. Then you meet the person and then they're in the middle of their spiral, you know, and you caught them during one of their good moods or their, you know, manic episodes or whatever it is. Drug bender, could be anything, honestly, because you don't know that person at that point. You don't know what they're on. You don't know what's going on with them. You just know that have that energy and personality that draws you into them and makes you want to have fun with them. You know? And they'll toss you away real fast and put your emotions aside so fast. Because they want what they want, and they don't care how they're going to get it. And that's coming from my own personal experience with my own either being done to me or me doing to others. And it sucks. Because truthfully, when you're in, both of you, when you're both in that moment, it's blissful. It's so nice. It doesn't matter, you know? Doesn't matter the stuff that was happening before. Doesn't matter what the future might hold. It's just that moment. And that's a powerful thing. Unfortunately, moments die and they might never come back. And yeah, that's a troublesome thing. It's a troublesome thing. Because you end up chasing that dragon, and instead of trying to figure out not just what happened in that moment and why everything was going on and what made you feel good and what they were doing, you just try to replicate it in various ways, and that can help for a little while, but eventually you both gotta sit down and say, look, do we want to make this work, or do we want to stop? More than likely, both of you already have an answer. And keep your answer. Don't let the other person's opinion of what they should be doing or what they want to do change your opinion. Say what you truly feel. Then move on and let the other person say what they truly feel. It's rough. Make sure you have a notepad. You are confined to exactly 1 minute and a half. Alright? That's it. That's all the time that you get to choose and explain things. Alright? Oh, it's not enough time? That's because you want to try and badger. You want to point out mistakes. You want to do these he said, she said bullshit things. When the fact is, your feelings and emotions can be summed up pretty darn accurately within a minute and a half with where you want the relationship to go. Stop trying to put blame. Stop trying to call out, throw shade, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But you keep a calm voice. You are not to yell. You are not to raise your voice during this. And you talk. And you say what you say, and that person on the other side, okay, take it in. Keep your opinion written down so you don't forget it. Then say your piece and allow the other person. And again, same rules. You don't get to blame. You don't get to shame. You only get to say your thoughts and your feelings about how you want the relationship to continue forward. It could be both of you want it to end. It could be one wants to end and one wants to go, and both want to go. But you don't know unless you actually say something. And it is possible that you might be able to reconcile somewhat with the other individual and maybe give it another chance. But, and this is the big but, that other, whichever individual, it is up to them. If they want to truly end it, if they think it cannot be done, whatever the case is, you have to let them go. You have to. I know it hurts right now. Time heals wounds. You will find another one of those moments with someone else, and there won't be the craziness. There won't be the issues. You'll have your other craziness and issues, of course, but they're not going to be like that. And you can say they're not as intense. But I guarantee you, you will love that person probably more than the other one that you left. But it all starts with a conversation. It takes the two of you to sit down and say, this is how I feel. Or 3 of you, or 9 of you. I don't really give a shit. The point is, however many and whoever many. Whomever? Many? Multiple personality boy over here. You know, he's got who many? He's got like 9 personalities, boy. I don't even fucking know which one I'm talking to right now. But, you know, he's winning me over. But Casanova over there is a bit of a jerkwad. Which, by the way, be careful with that. Those are trauma protections. Okay? It's very rare for it to last anything a decent amount of time. If it does, then there's real stuff there. But most of the time, people will have multiple personality issues. Typically, when they're under psychosis or some form of drug, oftentimes they're confusing their own thoughts with another personality. But it can also be a coping mechanism due to like that angel devil scenario on your shoulders, which some people need that separation between, the thought process to be able to accurately judge what they need to do. And that's a way for the brain to do that. That's a coping mechanism that it comes up with. It's not, oh my God, he's hallucinating. Oh my God, they're terrible. It's like, no, the human brain is not nominal in any aspect. It's so different between so many individuals that it is impossible for me to ever say that it's this and only this. It's just not possible. It's just never going to be possible. So, to all the little students out there, I say, please keep your head up. Don't let them get you down. Because they want to break your spirit. They want to put frowns on your face. They want to make clowns out of you. They want to say, ha, look at them, they backed down. We took their leader, so they're not going to lead anymore. Fuck off. I say, dig deeper, go further underground. Search and destroy those who are going to corrupt and destroy your movement. Grow that movement slowly. Bring it forth into fruition. It will take time. Time is on your side. I hope the best for you. I truly do. It's fucking rough. It's stupid. And the amount of tyrants that exist in this world are far too many. And the amount of tyrants that are in the shadows are far too many. The fakeness of this world is so great. When you find real something, keep it. It's going to be one tiny morsel of reality for you to hold on to. And that can help. That can just foster that hope for a little while longer. It gives it just a little bit of food, and sometimes that's all it takes. Once you get a little bit of food in a stomach that's been starved for so damn long, it can no longer feel the hunger and the hunger pains. gets a little morsel, gets a little bit of freedom. And the hunger, man, it comes back. The pains come back. The drive comes back. The will grows stronger every day. The will to survive, the will to try and not only surpass those enemies, but make the world a better place, to no longer have to deal with all the problems that I did. Nobody deserves going through this pain. Yes, I might be jaded. Yes, I might hate the fucking world for what it did to me and what it continues to do, but fucking damn it, I'm not gonna let the world win and try and change me into it. I'm not the world. I am me. I am my own human. I am my own person. My own thoughts and feelings. And I will shout that into any robotic man right into their face. And I'll fucking scratch it into their eyeballs. Down their chest. Back. So the scars remain, so they'll never forget. You cannot win. You shall never break this spirit. For I am a person with thoughts and feelings. Alright.